D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished the latest episode of Doom Patrol. Sorry, I'm a day late and a dollar short, all that good stuff. I was last week. Somebody had mentioned that I something about like me going too fast through the episode, and they are right. I was a little rushed for time, so I was just trying to get through it. Plus, it was just a lot of exposition and talking and everything, which was fine and everything. And I was just like, okay. But this week I was gonna rush through it again yesterday, but I was like, you know what? I'll just do it today. And because yesterday I got a little late on my day and everything, and today I've got a pretty wide open day. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch this episode again and take my time with it and everything. I liked this episode. It wasn't like super action packed, but we got a little bit more information as far as like the great flagellation and the Sisterhood of Dada and Madame Rouge and all that stuff. It was I always like it when stuff is revealed, and this and a lot of stuff was revealed. So yeah, I'm going to break down this episode and talk about, and there's a lot of really good acting, that I really like a lot. And a lot of there's a lot of good stuff in here. There's a couple of things that I just want to that I will talk about that I don't necessarily know if I like, or I don't know. And this show is like crazy weird, but that's what I like about it. It's weird, but at the same time it's like a weirdness that I'm all like okay with, like hey, these characters are kooky and fun and everything, and really bad dancers. I just want to say that there's like so bad. I'm all like, all right, I'm gonna stop yapping about that and just get into breaking down this episode. I'll tell you my thoughts while we get along with these things. So it starts off in the fog, and I don't remember this character's name, but she's building this cage. And this character, I don't remember their characters' names. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't write it down, and I don't memorize their names and everything. But they're building this cage, and we will see this later. But he gets them, and he sends this wind, and then they send out these little flyers to everybody and everything. So then back at the mansion, Larry, he throws up this worm because it's a parasite. It's an alien parasite or whatnot. We'll talk about that in just a sec. So that up. And then this flyer happens, and then we go over to this flyer lands on his chest or whatnot after he passes out after throwing up this worm. And then we go back to Vic, Cyborg. He is at this doctor's office, and we left him last episode at this doctor's office because he wants to get synthetic skin, and which is understandable. But this doctor comes in, she sits down on average. She's like, I remember you when you were this tall and everything. Why is that? I was like, why do doctors always say that? I've rarely ever heard anybody say that. And when they do, they've never said it to me and everything. So, but I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. So she's sitting here talking, and she's like, I knew your mom. She's like, I was always, and she's like, why are you here? And he's like, I want to get synthetic skin. And she's all like, all right, let me look. She's like, I always wondered why your dad went with cybernetics instead of, synthetic skin. And then she's like, listen, she's like, we can do the synthetic skin, but you have to get rid of all your electronical parts, pretty much. She's like, anything that takes a lot of power usage. And but she's like, it'll only take like a day. So sorry, it's early. Plus, I got up early. I had to get my kid on the bus and everything. Anyways, so then back at the mansion, she's mad because he's Larry, not Larry. Sorry, Robotman. Larry's negative man. But he sold her records, so she's upset about it. And then, she pulls out this cloth and everything, and it's a flyer basically for the Sisterhood of Dada, and then Madame Rouge comes in, and she's just basically like, you guys aren't going to help me or whatever. I'm going to leave because you guys are useless, kind of thing. And then he mentions that he sold her Jane Foster workout tapes. I think they were not Jane Foster. I don't know. There's some old workout tapes, and this girl gets upset. I don't remember this personality's name, but she gets upset and she teleports him to his daughter's house and everything, and then knocks on the door, or rings the doorbell, whatnot. And her daughter opens up the door and he's like, "Hey, surprise visit. So sorry." Gosh. So then we take a flashback and we're back at the Bureau of Normalcy. And this guy is talking about how, he, wants to, do good works and stuff like that and everything. And he has powers. He's a metahuman. And his powers is he can take a drawing and turn it into a physical item. And he does it with this beach ball. So then Madame Rouge is like, can this be applied to artillery? And he's like, yeah. So then she makes him a weapon, and he's like, I was here for the marketing job. And she's like, oh, honey, you're getting into warfare. And we see him later on. So then she's in here, and Rita's all like, hey, you can come. She's talking to her and everything. And she's like, we haven't seen you in months or whatnot. And she leaves her a note, and then she leaves. And then she goes to the hallway and she's talking. Oh my goodness. Talking to Melton. And I don't remember what they talk about here. Sorry. But then these soldiers come and they're just standing here. They're in love, which is super cute. They're super cute. So the Negative Man, he wakes up and his little worm there is sitting there. And Madame Rouge comes by and she's all like, hey, and she's like, what is that? And he's like, I got it when I went in space. And she's like, it's a parasite. And he's like, well, what do you do? And she's like, what do you do when anybody throws up a parasite? And he's like, name it. And she's like, no, you burn it. And I was like, yeah, burn it. This worm thing cannot be good. This group cannot learn. They're not dumb, but they're not smart, and they never learn. And I'm like, listen, you just threw up a worm. That's not normal. Madame Rouge is right. Toss that sucker in the fire. So then back inside Jane. Oh, maybe I said Jane Foster earlier because her name is Jane. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so Kay is underneath this blanket. She's like, Kay, what's the matter? She's like, somebody took my bike. She's like, oh no. She's like, and she's upset about it. I can't remember what she says, but oh my goodness, she's upset. Some robot man is sitting there and he's holding the baby, and he's all like, hey, I can. He starts to shake, and this one, she gets a little worried. She grabs the baby. Cute kid. And he's all like, hey, I can babysit for you guys while you guys get out of the house and you go, have some time to yourselves. And she hands him her credit card just in case, which is a bad idea for Larry because he's got a little bit of a gambling addiction right now, which I want to talk about in a minute because I do like that they're addressing that a little bit. And they're like, hey, why don't we go down to the local ice cream shop, get a little ice cream, just spend some time ourselves. And she's like, okay. So then the Sisterhood of Dada, they've got this foghorn, and she fixes it, and then she sends out the little thing. And then Larry goes out of the woods and he just leaves the worm there, but he can't leave it there. He gives it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He feeds it. And I'm all like, what, Larry, what are you doing? Kill this thing. It's going to be bad. Whatever happens with this, it's not going to be good. Because let's be honest, nothing good happens to the Doom Patrol. They win their little battles, but other than that, come on. So the fog starts rolling in. So then Ronnie contacts, Vic contacts Ronnie, because this is Ronnie. And basically they're sitting here talking, and he tells her that he's going to get synthetic skin. And she's like, what are you doing? She's like, you can make change, but you can't do that if you're just a normal person. Being cyborg, you can help make change, and you don't have to worry about being attacked kind of thing. I have to admit, I don't like this storyline anymore. I didn't like it from the last season. Sorry, my eyes are so red right now from all the yawning. I don't like this storyline from the last season into this season. I feel like it's really run its course. I just didn't like it at all. And I just feel like this show really doesn't know what to do with Cyborg. And I really wish they would either fix it or move him over to Titans, because I don't like that like, first off, I really don't like, I don't personally feel like he fits in as well with the Doom Patrol as the other characters do. And I just feel like Cyborg is such a rich character. Like, if you ever read any comic books that he's in, he's like a really good character, and I feel like they have so much potential that they haven't tapped in with Cyborg, and I don't know if they're going to. I mean, we're in season 3 and they're literally putting his character on the back burner for these other characters. Not a bad thing, because like last season we got the whole Jane storyline, that was fine, and then Candlemaker, and then his storyline was like storyline C. And I just wish Cyborg would get his day in the sun, and I don't think he's going to get it this season. So it's just kind of a little bit of annoying. So back at the house, he's messing stuff up because he's like setting off the fire detector. He's spilling stuff and everything, and they come home and they're like, "It's cool." Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It's really early, and here, let me just have a sip of coffee. Hopefully this caffeine will. Okay, so then back inside the underground, Jane is pissed, and she's like, who took her bike? You better give it back, kind of thing. And basically, like, she's like, it's our job to protect her. And then the psychiatrist lady, she's all like, one of you told me her name. I don't memorize characters' names. There's too many. I don't memorize all these people. They're pretty Penny. I remember that one. What was the sex doll one? I don't remember. Anyways, she's like, yeah, we're here to protect her, but who's going to protect us? And it's basically they're frightened that if they let Kay go up to the top, that she won't need them anymore, and they'll just disappear. And I get that they're trying to preserve their existence, but they're doing it at the harm of Kay, the girl, and I don't like that. But at the same time, I think it's very interesting that she's all like, we need to preserve our existence, kind of thing. So then Madame Rouge is trying to leave, but she keeps going into one side and coming out the other side. And I didn't get a screen grab, but she does this funny little pose and then she dives. I liked that. I liked it. But yeah, she can't leave. So she knows what's doing. She's like, they're coming. Something's going on. So we get another flashback. This guy's all like, hey, you're doing a good job. We're doing a good job. Numbers are up. And she's like, you mean I'm doing a good job? My numbers are up. I don't know if that's the right accent, but anyways. And he's all like, the bit higher ups, I'm paraphrasing, by the way. He's all like, you're not getting your friends into the action because, you're soft on them, kind of thing. And, people notice, kind of thing. So if you want to move up in this place, you better start enlisting your friends. She gets upset and she sees this and says, hope to see you tonight. So then the Sisterhood of Dada meeting looks pretty lame right now. But these two come in, they're like, we have a performance for you. They put on masks. And so somebody had in a couple of videos ago had mentioned that this was the guy in hell, the underworld or wherever they went to in episode 3, I believe. This is the guy that saved them and everything and got the spider lady to attack him instead of them. And when they had mentioned that, I was like, oh, shut up. I didn't realize and everything. But yeah, and he's wearing her face and everything. So super fun. And so they're doing a little dance. They're bad dancers, by the way. And so they're like, it's, I can't remember exactly what she said. But then this character, I can't remember her name. She gets not upset, but she's like, what are we doing here? She's like, we need to start the flagellation and, all that stuff. And they all agree. They're like, it's not getting better right now. And we need to start doing something. And then this is like back in our time. This is not a flashback. She's like, it is time or whatnot. And they start sending their little logo out over the world, which, the logo makes sense now. I wonder. Okay. He's like, what's that there? Jane's in the underground. And she tries to give Kay some shoes. And she's like, hey, somebody didn't steal your bike. They just borrowed it and they lost it. And we'll get you a new one. She's like, that's bullshit. And slams the door on her. And then he's all like, hey, I was being a good dad. And he stole her purse and her credit card to pay for his, online cam girl. the fog starts rolling in, and they start doing these like weird movements or whatnot, and then they all zap into here, and they're inside the fog. And then Madame Rouge is trying to block off the thing, but Larry lets the fog in. And then we go back to this moment, and we'll flip back and forth from a flashback to real time. And so they're sitting here talking. Laura comes in, and they start dancing. And let me just tell you right now, these people cannot dance. This dancing is awful. Like whoever did this show is the choreographer for this show cannot dance because this crap sucks. And I love how Larry's all like, I've been to worse, Bible studies or whatever. And they're all talking about how like this dancing is cool. And I'm like, no, it's not. You guys, if you think this is cool dancing, then you're not a good dancer. And whoever wrote this, I'm like, you stop it. You stop it right now. This is bad dancing. She's like, I remember. And she's like starting to remember what's going on. And then so the soldiers come in and they get them on their knees. And she goes through and she pronounces all of them as weapons. She gets to read them. Rita's like, why are you doing this? And she's like, on your knees, Balby, and everything. And Milton comes in. He's like, you don't have to do this. And this guy from before, who can create stuff out of paper, shocks him. But because he's got a cage and the bird inside his heart, he falls over and dies. And Rita goes in and she takes out the little heart that she got, and then takes off the mask in the real world, and it's Rita. And I was like, ooh, the plot thickens. And she's like, it was you. And they all zap into a different part or whatnot. And they're at the cage. And which I'm very, very curious, like if this is all going on inside the fog, is this not really happening in the real world? It's very interesting. Like that's the thing. This show's weird, but it's like at the same time, it's like very interesting. It's like a good mixture of weird and interesting. So then it starts to hatch, and it hatches this mask with wings. I don't know what's all this is about. Like I get the bird in the cage because his heart was a bird in the cage, but what's with the mask thing? Was it because he was wearing mask? It's all interesting, but I don't understand it. And so she's all like, this is your time to atone. And she's all like, all right, she's like, I atone the fact that I made you productive soldiers that day or something like that. And she's like, she goes to open it, and they're like, no, Laura has to do it or whatnot. She opens it up, and Laura turns into a bird and flies away with these other mask birds. Okay. Then the Sisterhood of Dada, they all disappear. And then all these bird masks things fly into each member. And because Jane has more than one personality inside her, she gets like more than one mask, and they all fly into her. Then boom, that's the end of the episode. So I thought it was a really good episode. I'm just curious as to exactly what the great flagellation is. And I'm curious to see where this goes, because we have 6 more episodes, and I'm all like, I'm really interested to see what happens. And to see who else shows up, like what other characters show up. I'm quite excited for it. So that is my breakdown and review of this episode. I liked it a lot. I hope you liked it. If you did, awesome. If you didn't, why didn't you like it? What's your favorite part about the show? Who's your favorite character? What kind of stuff do you want to see? What do you know? Listen, I've never read. Well, I can't say I've never read, because I did buy a couple of one-offs, and then I was going to order, they put together this big book, but it's quite expensive. I'll tell you that. But maybe I will. I like reading comic books, but I as far as Doom Patrol comic books, I haven't read too many of them. So I don't know these characters from the comic books like in detail. So I can't sit here and act like I do. But I wonder if the Great Flagellation, it was the thing in the comic books, and if so, what was it? And I haven't looked it up because that takes time and I don't have time. But yeah, okay, go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on Doom Patrol. Hopefully I have it out on Thursday. You guys have a good day. Bye.